Hey everybody, welcome to your first members only video. This video is for Ruby, Sapphire, and Diamond level members. Some of the videos going forward will only be for Diamond members, and some videos will only be for Diamond and Sapphire, and then some are, for all three, right? So going forward, I just want you guys to understand Diamond members will have access to every video that I make. Sapphire members will have access to Ruby and Sapphire level videos, and Ruby level members will just have access to Ruby level videos, okay? So just in case you guys are wondering, I know a couple of you guys had questions on Discord. So these videos are going to go a little bit more in depth and give you guys a little bit more of a heads up of what's actually coming. I talk a lot with you guys during the stream, but I kind of don't get to go on as an in-depth kind of technical analysis, specifically because I'm answering your guys' questions. I'm having a good time with you guys, and it's just I like it that way. But as far as kind of more in-depth, the more boring content, as I say, this is what we're going to do here. You're going to be able to make a lot more money kind of listening to these kind of ideas. Not everything on this chart is going to be work out 100% of the time, but if you've been following the channel for a while, which probably have, if you remember, you have been looking, you have seen that some of the good stuff, I've been able to make some of you guys some really good money. Okay. So the main level that we need to focus on this week, guys, and maybe the next 2-3 weeks here, depending on if we have a bounce, is this Gann fan level here, this blue line right there. It's a 2-to-1 Gann fan level. If you guys don't know how to do this video, make Gann fans yet, I put out a video a few days ago. I will have another video coming out tomorrow, I believe. But you want to do this 45-degree angle coming off of the lows of 2015. Draw that out, and if you take a moment to zoom in here, let's get out of the weekly. Probably the best one. Just go back here. It looks kind of cluttered if you go to the daily. If you go to the daily chart, you'll see on the weekly chart. If you see on the weekly chart, we managed to hold this level, then bounce right after it. That was very, very, very nice to see, okay? Now, COVID was a little bit more of a V-shaped recovery, so we can't use it exactly like that. But this level has never been broken on the weekly chart. It did break on the daily chart, but not the weekly chart. It did break down, but we got back above it. And right now, we're tapping it again. Since 2015, we've only tapped on this thing twice, okay? That's why it's such a crucial level. We've already broken down below this hot pink 8-to-1 Gann fan level. But our next part of contact here for this week only is going to be $28,629. If we break down below that one, it's pretty much over as far as this Gann fan level is concerned. And then also I want you guys to understand this. That $28,600 level is pretty close to the lows of last year. So it's going off of that support level as well here, okay? So most people aren't going to be looking at this particular Gann fan level. They'll probably just be looking at a flat horizontal line as far as last year's lows. But the problem with that is we've already closed down below that multiple times in the daily chart. So people might not think of it as, oh, we just crossed down below it again. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen, okay? So I want you guys to have that number in there. And then as far as next week is concerned, the next week that you guys have to focus on, the number is going to be 29,000. So that's going to be a pretty sizable jump week to week, which means either this week or next week, if we kind of continue this bearish move, which looks likely at this point, we should have a pretty sizable move down. Now, what I'm hoping for here is that the stock market continues to come down, hopefully to its own, like the NASDAQ comes down to its own 200 weekly moving average. That'll give us the big drop we need. Because if we kind of stay in this holding pattern here, every day that we don't do anything, we have an opportunity to come into contact with the 20-day moving average and then try to pop it back out, all right? And by that I mean, here's the average. We have a chance to consolidate and then break out and probably have a high of around 32,900 as our level of resistance, somewhere around here. Also, there's some Fibonacci levels over here that are from a while ago. But if you're looking at the closest Fibonacci level for this video, it's going to be at about 33,442. Not too bad. But I really don't think we're going to get back above at least this first Fibonacci level. I think it'd be very, very hard for us to do so unless the NASDAQ had some type of incredible bear market rally, which at this point in time could happen. But because I don't see it happening in the immediate future, I'm not going to really tell you guys that it's actually going to happen. I'm just preparing you guys for the worst here. But if we do manage to break above the 20-day moving average, that'd be fantastic for you guys to take some opportunities for some longs. You guys would be looking on the 4-hour chart right here. We'd really want to close and break back above this level right here. Where is that? Body. Yeah, kind of around this body right there. Kind of around $30,000, almost $31,000. If we could do that, we might be looking at a better spot. Right now, it seems like we just can't stay above this, what is this, 4-to-1 or something like that, Gann fan level for too long. and it's going to be a little bit of a pesky pesky thing for us to get back above here. But there is an opportunity here. And that's one of the reasons that I'm telling you guys, I have shorts open right now that I believe Bitcoin's going down. I have shorts. But I'm really going to feel more comfortable if at the end of the week on the weekly chart, we close down below this blue line here, the 2-to-1 Gann line, or for, maybe we break down below on the daily chart as well. We have yet to close down below this 2-to-1 Gann level. If we do that on either the day or preferably the weekly chart, I'd be happy to open up even more short positions, understanding that overall the price is going to be going down. One of the things that we looked at in the past here is sometimes, if you look at this from a daily chart perspective, sometimes you break down and sometimes it gets choppy for a few days, but if you just hold on to that short, usually it does make you some really good money. And I want you guys to understand this is for larger swings, so you're going to be holding this for probably a couple weeks or so. But once you get past the first big move down, then you're so far in the money you can kind of let it keep on going and going and going until it looks like it's going to go down forever, and that's usually when you're going to sell. In this circumstance, there was actually a really nice Fibonacci level there right for support, and you guys are going to be adding those Fibonacci levels to your support to your charts. If you guys want to know how to do this, I have finished a video editing it. It's all ready to go here for tomorrow. It's going to teach you guys how to add Gann to your charts, Fibonacci retracements to your charts, and also Fibonacci extensions in case you want to buy the dip and then be able to trade during this little bit of price action, okay? So, but just keep in mind, it doesn't always just go down and then boom, right? It got choppy for a little bit of time, and then we came down. I want you guys to understand that, and there might be other examples here as well that I'm not looking at. Let me see if I can go over here very fast. Here's an old Gann level. On this circumstance, it fell, and then bam, it just kind of came down hard. Sometimes you get lucky like that. You see this one was actually pretty choppy for us, but the first time we broke down below it, it came down a little bit, got choppy again, and then really started to accelerate that downward move. You got to trust the Gann fans here. Held support, some resistance there, but again, as soon as we broke down below this level, you got to give it some time. That once that support is broken, we may pop back up, but ultimately you got to be going. We head back down. We head down that general direction. There we go. Let me look to this main chart for us. Now, what this means for altcoins is if you guys want to short Bitcoin because it's the safest thing to short, like an Ethereum, Bitcoin, those are going to be your best bets. Ethereum might be even a little bit better just because Ethereum tends to go down more from a percentage standpoint. But as far as altcoins, be careful of altcoins because they can always just dump another round. I know I've been telling you guys I've been buying a little bit of crypto every day, and I still am. But I want you guys to understand I am really holding the majority of my cash on the sidelines right now, hoping that we come down even more. Now, that's my plan. You guys can definitely have your own plans. If you guys want to ask me about your plans or, what do I think about your plans in the comments below, give me a pretty detailed view of what you're hoping to do. You don't have to give me cash numbers, but like I'm hoping to buy a little bit here, some of my position here, 25% here, so, and I'd be happy to kind of give you an in-depth answer of what, of how I think you can make it better, or anything like that, right? Without giving too much financial advice, as they say. But this key here for this week, guys, or literally for the next 2 days, we're either about to pop above the 20-day moving average, have a little bit of a bear market rally, and try to come up a little bit, or we're gonna drop like a rock once we fall down below this 2-to-1 Gann level here from the 2015 levels. Okay, but for now, give it some time. Get ready to do your own technical analysis on anything you guys want to short or anything you guys want to long. Either way, whichever way we move, altcoins are going to rip or they're just going to crash. So you guys should have a lot of fun because if you guys get this right, and we'll be talking about it every day on the stream, if you guys get this right, I mean, there's a lot of money to be made here, especially if you guys are using leverage. And to that point, I have links down below for KuCoin or BitGet or Femex. Choose one. You don't have to start investing, and I'm not telling you guys to do that, but I would really recommend you guys start opening some paper trading accounts using those softwares, and then from there, you can start practicing with leverage. So maybe if you guys want to bet that we're going down or up, whatever, you'll put down however much money you would normally invest. If you guys feel like you only want to invest $500, $200, $100, whatever, do $100 with a 10x leverage and see how much money you would have made if you guessed the right way down here, which at this point looks pretty bearish, but of course, if the market does something we like, maybe it'll kind of pop back up or so. But I want you guys to start learning how to trade with leverage, and that's going to be another big part of this members only, these member only videos, if you will. Okay. All right, but that's it, everybody. I want you guys to keep really good notes about those two support levels here. The first one for today is going to be 28,592, but the big one for the week is about 28,600, going back down to the lows of last summer. If we can hold that level, we might have a good bounce. If we start to break down below that level on the daily chart and the weekly chart, bad stuff is incoming. It might not happen right away, but just get ready for a big dip after that fact. Okay, guys. Right now we're just in a pure consolidation period. We're looking to see if we can have a little bit of a move up, but right now it still looks pretty bearish overall. Okay, thanks everybody. And if you guys have any ideas of what you guys want to see as far as member videos, let me know. This one is all up to you guys. For diamond members, I'm going to do in-depth analysis for certain stocks and coins, but the diamond members are going to be the people that lead me through that those technicals and what they want to see. Sapphire and Ruby members, more generic stuff, of course, but if you guys have any questions or anything like that, please let me know.